All right, so again, addressing the conflict of interest. Um, okay. Okay. All right. So addressing the conflict of interest, how widespread do you think it's possible that exists across the military?
The people who supported Trump. I'm asking what you mean.
Yeah. How widespread do you think is the people who support Trump um, are in the military? You know, how widespread do you think that type of support is in the military? And then how far do you think that will go in terms of compromising the new president?
Not as widespread as people could speculate. Like I said, I believe it was only like a small section of the military. It wasn't like a whole division. Just a few select individuals who seemed questionable. So the idea was to play your cards safe.
Okay, but I think, and this is my personal opinion, I think that the support for Trump in the military is very widespread, and I don't think it's just that one little unit. I think that across the entire, I guess you could say, spectrum. I think that in a civil war scenario, I think it's very possible that the presidency may or may not, how should I say it, be able to trust the military establishment. What do you think about that?
I mean, the military establishment takes their rules pretty seriously when it comes to defending the Constitution. So I don't see them losing their jobs over one man, country over party, not the other way around.
Okay, now, do you think that like the men who led the Confederacy in the first Civil War, like Robert E. Lee and stuff, do you think they took their duty to the Constitution seriously as well?
Yes, but they had a different interpretation. And that's what led them to be opposed to American ideals, such as all men created equal, and they felt it necessary to divide the country instead of trying to fix problems.
Okay, now, do you feel that the Trump supporters themselves also don't have a different interpretation?
They do, but I don't think that they're capable of causing an actual insurrection. They should be charged for it, that's for sure. But, or at least the individuals who were at the Capitol. But I don't believe that they're capable of sorry, I'm distracted. I don't believe that they're capable of actually overthrowing the government. Most of them are just a bunch of LARPers who fuck around in the woods. So it's, they had their fun. They deserve to go to jail for breaking into the Capitol and killing a cop. So it's a shit show altogether.
Okay, but here's the scenario that I'm leaning more towards. I feel that that this scenario is very dire, and I feel that the president, he's going to continue to try to root out more of the military. And you don't really need, even if the Joint Chiefs and stuff, if they're not in support of the insurrectionists, they don't have to be. If they have enough people that are beneath them, that are in support of it and that refuse orders and that kind of thing, it can render the entire military ineffective. So I feel that in a civil war scenario, that the action, I don't think Biden will be able to trust the military. I think he'll have to look towards um, possibly more leftist militia type groups, and political groups like that, like Antifa, and there's a number of socialist rifle groups as well. And I think he'll more likely look to those groups to provide the security for his administration and to counter the the right wing supporters who oppose him. What do you think about that?
I mean, that's a possibility, but I doubt that the government is going to start conscripting Antifa to defend the Capitol when they have access to the military.
I mean, you're saying that, but if you look at the presidential debate with Trump, President Biden did defend Antifa. Do you remember that?
Say again?
During the presidential debate, President Biden did debate Antifa.
But the stance of Antifa is just literally anti-fascism. I mean, it's not like an organized group of people. It's just a bunch of people who don't like the idea that America might become a fascist nation, which is a good thing. Yeah, they go about it in a really fucking stupid way, in kind of a LARPy way. But it's better than people who LARP in the woods and invade the fucking Capitol.
Okay.
The worst thing Antifa's ever done is what? Burn down a Target? Like, oh no, Target.
That is pretty serious, though. I mean, Targets
Absolutely.
a Target store costs millions of dollars to build. You know what I mean? And they just destroyed the whole thing.
But raiding a Target is different than raiding the Capitol. One's an act of insurrection and treason. The others are just property damage. Maybe, I don't even think it's a felony, honestly.
So you're saying arson is not a felony?
Okay, yeah, arson is a felony, but there are much worse things going on. If I had to pick between which one I'd rather defend the Target, because if I'm defending the Capitol, then I need to be shooting people with very big guns. If I'm defending a Target, I just need enough people with some handguns, and we'll be okay. But when you have people raiding the Capitol, attempting to assault, kidnap, and kill sitting members of Congress, it's an act of treason. And those people need to be put to death, as far as I'm concerned. Public executions. Now, does that mean if you burn down a Target, does that mean you don't also deserve to get shit on? Absolutely not. Those people deserve it too. But the stance that BLM had for raiding a Capitol, while it is not, while the actions were not justified necessarily, there was a better intent behind it. They wanted racial equality. They didn't want to overthrow the government because they thought they lost. It's a bit of a difference. A significant one at that.
Okay. All right. But like I said, I think that if, let's say, Biden does use Antifa, but let's say he uses like a more disciplined, organized version of Antifa that's been drilled by some residual members of the U.S. military and stuff like that, and given military equipment, and then told to go engage the right wing opposition. I think that could be potentially a very bloody war. I think it would be asymmetrical warfare, and I think that the government itself, I think they would use. I think most of the people that would die in it would actually be civilians, because I think they would target civilian population centers in rural areas where the right wing opposition are based out of and live. And I think they may even blockade and cordon off whole sections of the country and deny these people, deny these people, how should I say it, food, resources, and like essentially starve them out. You could have millions, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people die as a result of this. What do you think about that?
I mean, Antifa isn't that widespread, nor is it that powerful, so I don't see that happening. I mean, it could be if like each side was equipped to do so, but they're not. And in the event of anything were to happen, in terms of a more advanced assault on each other's existence, the military would step in and clap the shit out of both of them, which they rightfully should.
Well, see, and here's the thing. I feel that the military itself will not be a factor, because I think that the president would probably either sideline the majority of the military, or he would disband a lot of the military, because if a lot of the military gets proven to be made up of Trump supporters, that means he won't be able to trust them, and then he'll have to disband them, and then they'll more than likely will go join the right wing opposition.
But again, Trump supporters don't make up the majority of the military, and
how do you know?
Because the way that the military voted, there's stats on it.
Okay, how is what were the? Let me look that up. Hold on. Okay, so this is I got a hold on, I just found something. It says okay, poll. This is an interesting poll. It says, okay, poll: Trump backed by majority of veterans, but not younger ones. So I think that's very interesting. What do you guys think of that?
But the military consists of a lot more younger people.
Okay, so you're saying that the younger people. Okay, so it goes on to say, I'll pick out the important parts. It says, so this is interesting. So under 34, it says that for people like in the military under 34, it says Trump got like 41.7%, Biden got like 46.0%, and other was like 12.3%. And then 34 to 54, it was like Trump 39.8%, Biden 50.7%, and then 55 plus, it was like Trump 58.9% and Biden 38.4%. So you might have a point there when it comes to the age range. So yeah, maybe Biden won't have the majority, or maybe Trump won't have the majority of younger military members with him. But you still got to worry about all these older folks who are opposed to him and think that he stole the election, and you still have to deal with them though.
It's not a matter of dealing with them. They're just I don't really understand what the like. We're not going to disband the military just because they supported Trump. These people who supported Trump aren't going to rebel against the government, although a select few did. But and then I don't believe that they're going to conscript Antifa to fight against right wing groups. It's it's a bunch of 40 to 50-year-olds LARPing in the woods playing airsoft with real bullets. And then they all decided one day that we should go to the Capitol after a Trump rally. A good 1,000 of them storm said Capitol, kill a cop, and bust a bunch of shit down. And steal a bunch of shit as well. They violated civil, federal law. They deserve to be punished accordingly. An act of sedition, an act of treason, an act of insurrection.
Okay, now what does anybody else think about this topic?
I don't care.
Okay.
Also, yeah, CEO of memes I'm playing right now. Where do I see the notifications for where I've been friended or something? What? Obama, what's your gamer tag? Salesman259. So you were friends with us last night? I didn't appear for me. Uppercase or lowercase? Uppercase S. No spaces. Uppercase M or SALESMAN 259. Accept friend request. Okay. Yeah, so I closed my computer and it did continue to install when it was closed. Just let me know when you get online. Yeah. Just be kind of slow. My computer hasn't warmed up yet. Although after this game, I'm going to be joining.
to verify game files, so. Because of origin. Ah, you lied. Sorry, what? I'm looking at your account and what games you have. You have Sims 3 twice. You have 64-bit, the normal one. Battlefield 5. Is that a good game or no?